Hey guys, it's me, Evie, and Rosie. That was Rosie, my bird. It's me, Evie, from Evie's Creations and Sweet Songbird Vlog, and I am here today for another Crafty Hangout video. This month's awesomely fabulous sponsor is Bright Settings, and if you haven't heard about Bright Settings, they're actually a linens company. You can actually even rent their linens, not just purchase them. And they have this really cool feature on their website for people like me who don't know how to properly figure out what size tablecloth to put on your table. That you just actually, it's like a, you put in all your measurements of your table. You take measurements of your table, put it in, and it tells you which tablecloths would be compatible. So that's what I did. And I chose this really, really cute, fun combination. You guys know part of my family room is my dining room, and we're in the middle of redoing everything. And yes, I'm revealing your colors right now. It's going to be some yellows, the walls will probably be gray, and some blues. So I did really, really beautiful royalty blue, and then I did they're really cute. And I have issues with the zigzags, but I like doing them on tiny little prints. I don't like having like an entire couch in chevron print, but this is just a tiny little fun napkin. So today's video, I'm going to teach you not only how to set up your little napkin, but we're going to learn how to make this really tiny and easy and quick, cute little napkin ring for it. And if you have ever made jewelry, you can do this. If you haven't, even if you haven't, if you've ever sewn or you've ever used a needle, because we're going to use needles, you'll see how easy it is. And one thing that I do want to go over is that this is all made with polyester, I believe, and it's completely like waterproof. Like I can spill stuff on there, it's spill proof, and it'll just come right off. So I'm really excited about that since I have kids, as you know. And the way I fold up my napkins with the napkin ring is I just find the center. I put it on my hand, I find the center, and I pinch it, and there you have it. That's it. And so when I put my napkin ring on it, I'm just going to hold it the same way and put my napkin ring on it. So I'm going to show you how to make this napkin ring, and then on the blog later today you'll see how I set the table using the napkin rings and these amazing, beautiful linens from Bright Settings. So thank you, Bright Settings, for sponsoring this video, and make sure you head over to Crafty Hangouts to see all the other beautiful tablescapes and table settings that my fellow bloggers over there have done, including this really, really pretty pink and teal one that was posted today. You have to go check it out. It's so fun and so cute. So let me switch cameras and let's get started on this project. Okay, guys? 1 second. Okay, here we are. And for this project, you're going to need a needle. Now, I have issues with my hands, so I got one that has a very large hole on it to thread this string through, and it's pretty big since I can't hold little things. And I have a jewelry kit, my daughter's jewelry kit that I stole, you guys. So I'm going to use these two bead colors, and she's got this like whole bag of like fun, cute ones, and I thought we'd use this one with it, pair it up together. And what you're going to do is you're going to take some, I have some gold string here, just because then the gold will like blend in with the yellow, and you won't see it as much if you don't do a good job of of tying it off, which I have issues with. So I'm just using some plain old gold thread, and this is also in my daughter's jewelry kit. And I'm going to tie off the end, and I don't know, the easiest way was the way my mom taught me when she taught me how to sew, literally just pulling it through. And then I have one knot right there. And we're going to do another one just so that it's nice and secure. And the bead doesn't pull through. Of course, now on the air I'm having issues with it, right? I did it before when I made the first one. But right now, for whatever reason, I can't tie it off. So let's just tie it the traditional way. I don't know why my fingers aren't working. So there's a knot, and let's get the other knot. And we are golden. Alright. So, nice secure knot. And the first thing we're going to do is, after you've threaded your needle through, is my pattern was 4 yellow, 4 blue, 4 yellow, 2 blue, and then the large one. So we're just going to take and start. The reason it's, you have the needle is it just makes it so much easier to do this. Otherwise, people with issues with their hands, like I have RA, as many of you know, my hands suck. So I would not be able to thread this tiny bead, and they're not that small, but still, through the string if it wasn't for the fact that this needle is here. So I'm going to use 4, and we're going to bring it down. So there we have 4. I'm using 4 blue now. My birds are chirping so much, you guys. I know you hear them. I'm sorry. It's spring, so all my hens, are my female birds, my cockatiels, and especially Rosie, they're all, singing because they want babies, which is hilarious because none of them have mates. So they're just chirping away all day long. That's all they do. Especially Reese. She's recently widowed, unfortunately, so she's especially missing her mate this spring, and she's just been chirping away all day. So I'm sorry if you hear all that crazy cockatiel chirping in the background. That's her. So see, I have 4 yellow, 4 blue, and 4 yellow again. And then what I did was 2 blue to make it look like this, as you can see. Just 2 blue, and then that big bead in the middle. We're going to do 2 blue, and that's what it looks like so far. And honestly, this is about, I guess, 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches each side. So when you close it up, the diameter is only going to be about 1 inch across, because that's really all you need. So just do that much, and depending on how big your beads are. Obviously, if you're using, there's like tiny beads in here when you pull them out. They're so little. There's these tiny beads. Obviously, these little tiny ones would take a lot more than, just these medium-sized ones. So, and if you have bigger beads, then take account of that. Just make sure that's about, the finished ring has to be about, like 1 inch in diameter, and then that's, then you're golden. I'm going to put that one through, do another, and I'm just going to do the same pattern but backwards, since I'm repeating it for the other side. So 2, and then 4 of each. But again, backwards, because it's on the other side now. So make sure you don't do the same thing again, so otherwise it won't be a pattern. So 1, 2. And you can see how fast, I'm almost done with this one napkin ring. And easy it is. And, I've seen people do, and Carolyn, my daughter, does this. She does like really complicated rings and necklaces and hairpins with these beads. So what she does is she'll make like flowers and butterflies, and the way to do that is you thread it through, and then you just tie it off, and you repeat it and tie it off, and then you get like that sort of thing going, and it, so you can do so many cute things with it and make some really cute napkin rings with it. You could do a butterfly, you could do a flower for spring, or summer. It's really fun and really easy and quick. So I'm almost done here. 4 of the blue, another 4 yellow, then I think I am pretty much done. Once I'm done with this yellow, and we're going to tie it off. My tip to you, my little secret when I'm doing something like this, Carolyn and I do this when we do jewelry for her. And she makes bracelets and stuff. She made her great-grandmother just came back from El Salvador. She was gone in Guatemala. She was gone for about 4 months, which is really, really long for Carolyn. Carolyn loves her great-grandma. And so it was her birthday while she was gone, also Mother's Day. Her birthday is the day before Mother's Day, the first Central American Mother's Day, which made sense. So she made her a bracelet. And what we do to make sure that so I'm just tying it off now. And what we do to make sure that once you tie off your end, see how it's tied here? What I do is I add, and I'm not going to do it here because that way I can put it on to the napkin right now, otherwise it'd be wet. I add, after I knot it, and then I trim it here, I add a little bit of clear nail polish and let it, dry on there, and that will help to keep your knot together so it doesn't fall apart and break whenever like pressure is applied or it's, stretched out or whatever. So that's what I would recommend you do for these napkin rings, since you're going to be putting them on and off the napkins, and some napkins will be bigger than others or thicker than others. That's the best way to ensure that you don't have any issues when doing this. So make sure you take some nail polish, clear of course, and use it to tie off your piece. So now, as you can see, and I'm trying to get it in the camera's focus here, but on me. Once you're done, and I still have this, I'm going to keep making them because I have to make a few of them, but just take it and tie it off. Once again, tie, and make sure that you connect both sides so it's a ring. Okay, that's it. Look how easy that was and how fast. If I can do it, you can do it, all right? And my hands are terrible, so I'm sure your hands are a lot better than mine. But I did it very quickly and very easily, so that means you can do it. And we're going to tie it, and I'm going to double knot it, and actually maybe add even a triple knot, just because I don't want it to pop. And that would be when you, after you knot it off, I'm going to make sure you have that knot. Oh, my hands. Sorry, one second. And always leave enough at the end when you do the original, when you're first starting off, with the first knot, so that you can do this. Otherwise, your fingers will suffer greatly. So that's it. We're going to trim off the excess thread. Careful not to, cut where your knot is. And like I said, now would be when you just take a little clear nail polish and you just put it right where that knot is, because that's going to help hold it together. And you guys, that's it. How easy was that? So you can do one or two on each napkin. Looks cute either way. But see, that's it. How easy was that? Let me switch cameras so we can talk face to face instead of this way. Okay. Here we are, we're back. And you guys, that's so easy. See, there's my napkin ring. I'm pull it up to the camera. And it is super easy and super cute and cheap, because actually my daughter bought this this kit for free. It was a gift. So, actually no, it was like an exchange at my mom's group at church, where we bring stuff and you take stuff. So you like bring clothes or toys that you don't use anymore, and then you can take stuff. So actually that's what we did. My daughter sent in some books that she was done reading, and she got this kit for free. But you can buy jewelry kits very, very, very cheaply. So, it's very easy to afford. You don't have to spend $1 million or $10 per napkin. It's really nothing. And I think these she bought at Walmart. So depending on how, if you're using like real crystal beads, of course, or like crystals, so worth crystals or whatever, and it's going to be more expensive. But something like this, I mean, at most you're going to spend $5, $10 to do a set of 4. So you can't beat that price. So here's our napkin ring. Thank you guys for joining, and thanks again to Bright Settings. This is what it's going to look like. How pretty is that, right? And we are going to have some fun setting the table in a minute, so you guys can see. I'll put the pictures up on the blog. And of course, head over to craftyhangouts.com, like I said, and the Bright Settings website as well. I'll put the link in the description up on the YouTube video and on the blog. And, thank you so much for hanging out. Go check out all the other really cool projects up on Crafty Hangouts. And it's always fun, guys, so thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.